Welcome to the video. I'm Nick from Noob to Pro and I hope you are doing great today. We've been talking all about the different creatures of Ark, giving you tips and tricks on how to tame them, what to do with them, and have they got any special abilities. Today is all about the Hesperornis. So, let's go find one. We're looking at the Hesperornis spawn map for the island, and as you can see, they're not very common and only spawn next to the water. How to tame the Hesperornis then? So we're going to be using this taming pen here, and we've got the Hesperornis on our shoulder. We're going to be using him. What you've got to do is feed the Hesperornis with dead fish. Now it's not fish that you've killed and harvested, it's the actual fish's body that you've got to kill it, drag it to the Hesperornis and feed it to him, and it can be quite awkward, but that's what you've got to do. Now the reason we're using an Hesperornis, if you've seen the video all about the Hesperornis, you will know that these guys can provide you with prime meat from small animals, from dodos. They'll go and get prime meat from a dodo for you, and that's great, but more to the point, they'll get it from the fish as well. They'll get prime fish meat. So what they do is they go and kill the animal and turn it into prime, and then bring the dead body back to you. So that's why we're using the Hesperornis today. Now obviously we're just trying to get this Hesperornis into the taming pen. It's hitting us, but it's not doing any damage at all, so don't worry about that. And we'll get him to chase us in there, and then we'll seal it off. And there you go. We've got one trapped Hesperornis, and we can go and get our fish and tame it. Now, you could get a few fish all at once and come and drag it to the side of the taming pen and feed it that way. I'm just going to get a fish, feed it, go for another and feed it. Don't know how many it's going to take. So the different fish, the coelacanth here that you can use, they're the least effective. You can also use piranhas, but the most effective is the saber-toothed salmon here. Now I went to whistle on that larger one. Unfortunately, the whistle actually landed on a smaller one there, but never mind. It does matter on the size. If the bigger the fish, the more taming effectiveness, the more the taming bar goes up, should I say? But it is a saber tooth, and we've turned it into prime already, so it is going to get that taming bar up quite a bit. Now, getting this fish into the Hesperornis can be a little awkward. The Hesperornis doesn't always want to take it. You've got to wait until the prompt comes up on screen that says feed fish, and as you can see, if you get too close to the railing there, you drop the fish, and I'll drop the fish quite a lot of times probably whilst trying to get it into the Hesperornis. The reason for that is, as you just saw the prompt come up on screen, feed fish. Now I don't know what it is on the Xbox or the PC version, but on the PlayStation it's the same button for feed fish as it is to release fish. So if you're just half a second out of time and you miss that prompt, it goes back to release body and you drop the fish. Can be quite frustrating, but never mind, we will get it done eventually. There are other taming pens you can use. You could put walls all the way around and a ramp going up there, and you'd be able to get out via a ladder. It does work. The only problem there is sometimes when you go in the pen, you can aggravate the Hesperornis. It starts attacking you and it might harvest the fish without you actually feeding the fish to it, so you've got to start all over again. It's got its pros and cons. Each different pen has got their own special ways of doing it. Now the reason we're using the pen, you don't have to use a pen. Some people don't bother. And you can just go up to the Hesperornis while it's swimming around or walking along the beach and feed the fish to it. Sometimes, though, you can fed it 1 or 2 fish and you go to get another one. By the time you've turned around, and where's it gone? You don't know where it is, and it's disappeared, and you've got to start looking for it. Its taming effectiveness is dropping all the time. So, yeah, there's good and bad about all the different ways of taming these things. So we've got 1 fish into it, and the taming bar went up quite a bit because it was prime saber-tooth salmon. Now we're getting another saber-tooth salmon, I hope. We're looking for the large one that we missed earlier, and there it is. I think that's, yeah, it's large enough, so we'll go for that one, and I'll get back to you once we've got it tamed. Here it is then, tamed out. It just took that one last fish, and we've just woken up. So we'll just open the trap up in case we need to use it again. And there you go. So we found out how to tame the Hesperornis. Now let's see what to do with it. Basically, the reason for taming one of these guys is for its eggs. The kibble made with the Hesperornis golden egg is what you use to tame the Thylacoleo and the Hesperornis from the island. Also the griffin, the Megalonia, and the rock elemental. So yeah, we really do need this kibble. It's a very good one. I'd say the Thylacoleo is the one that I use the most. So that kibble is really important to get a really high level Thylacoleo for yourself. And what we do, basically, we send the Hesperornis to kill a fish. The killing of the fish isn't really the important thing. If there's a dead fish in the water, that's fine. It's the harvesting of the fish body that is important. Again, it's not, you don't feed it fish as in harvested fish. The Hesperornis has to harvest the fish itself, and after so many fish it will lay an egg for you. Now I've heard all sorts of different numbers flying about as to how many eggs you've got to, how many fish the Hesperornis has got to kill before it will lay an egg, and there's no exact science. Basically I have found it between 5 and 7. I think once it did 4. I might have miscounted. It might have been 5, but 5, 6, 7 is quite regular. After it's killed and harvested that many fish, get it up on land and it will drop an egg for you. It's not always the golden egg. It can sometimes be just a usual egg, a regular Hesperornis egg. Now they're not wasted. We'll come to that later on. But the golden egg is the one that we are really after. So different ways of doing it. You can put the Hesperornis on aggressive and leave it to it, and just make sure the Hesperornis is not following you if you've got it on aggressive, because if it's following you it won't actually harvest. It will kill, but then it'll go on for the next kill. It won't bother harvesting. When it's on attack your target, you send it to kill and it will harvest. So this is the easiest way I've found of doing it. Now yes, it does take a little bit of work. You've got to be with it all the time, and yeah, you're telling it which fish to kill, and then you're bringing it up on shore to harvest the eggs. But the only other way of getting that kibble on the island is by Hesperornis eggs, and taming Hesperornis quite a higher level than you are if you're just starting to go for the Ichthyonis or even the Hesperornis. So that's why we use this egg to start off with. Like I say, when you're a bit of a higher level, go for the Hesperornis, and then you can get those eggs passively. So I think we've done 5 fish there, and we've got a Hesperornis egg. Now that's not the golden egg, as you can see, that's just a regular egg, but we're going to keep that and use it a little later on. It doesn't matter when trying to get the eggs, whether the Hesperornis harvests coelacanth, piranha, or saber-tooth, and neither does it matter on the size of the fish. It just matters that it harvests fish bodies. So we've got 4 or 5 regular Hesperornis eggs, and I think we've just got a golden one. Yes, we have, and that's about the right ratio, 4 to 5 to the 1 golden egg. So that's great. Now we know what we're going to do with the golden egg. We're going to make the kibble, but what are we going to do with the regular Hesperornis eggs? Let's find out. We're going to put the regular Hesperornis egg in a cook pot, just with the wood there to obviously light the fire, and we're going to make ourselves some oil. Okay, and yeah, there you go. We put 4 in, and straight away it's turning them to oil very quickly, and we've got 12 oil per Hesperornis egg. So all those eggs that you get whilst you're waiting for the golden egg are not wasted. The golden Hesperornis egg has got a very short life before it spoils. So let's just have a quick look in the preserving bin how long it's got there. It's got 2 hours and 10 minutes. Now, it has been in my inventory for about 15 minutes, I'd say, and it only had 30 minutes to start off with in my inventory. So let's just have a look what it's got left there. Yeah, 12, just under 13 minutes, and 21 and a half hours in the fridge. So just make sure that if you haven't got everything ready to go to make the kibble when you first get the egg, make sure you're going to be able to get it real soon, otherwise that egg is going to go off. Final thoughts on the Hesperornis. These guys are quite an awkward tame. They're not hard to tame, they're not dangerous to tame, they're just a bit fiddly, really. Now, they don't spawn in dangerous areas. Well, actually, they can spawn in dangerous areas, but they also spawn in easy areas on the south coast. So get yourself down there, get ready for a bit of fiddly, awkward taming, but that is the way forward if you want a golden egg at quite an early stage. Now, as mentioned, those golden eggs do have a short life on them. If one of them's about to go off and you haven't got everything ready to make the extraordinary kibble yet, eat the egg. The egg will give you an XP boost. Now, if you feed one of these eggs to a smaller creature, it's going to give it a 500% XP boost that lasts for 10 minutes. For a larger creature or for yourself, it's only going to give you a 10% XP boost, also lasting for 10 minutes, but that is better than the egg going off. Now, another thing that seems really, really obvious, but it's also very, very important. Guys, make sure you tame a female Hesperornis. If you tame a male, it is never going to give you an egg, no matter how many fish you feed it. Guys, if you've found this video useful, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more of our videos like the one showing on screen right now. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day.